Kirsten and I actually, way back in the day, used to go scrapbooking, and we would make big messes at the scrapbook store because it was hard to do at home. And remember those days? That was
Yes.
before a few extra babies and a little less time. And
Wow.
so we used to do that and really enjoy it, but when she found Heritage Makers and we realized, really we could be doing this in our pajamas from home. And you know what else has happened to me is that my books that I had made are kind of coming apart. And so
Yes.
I've made a book and I've made some canvases, and I just love, love, love them. And the books are like real regular books, and they don't fall apart, and they're not 12 inches wide. And so I just really have
Yeah.
loved the product, love all of the different things that you can do with it and all the cute embellishments and things like that. And so it's something you can do at home and lots of fun.
Yes. Yes. It is. It's so funny to think back and think about how we used to traditionally scrapbook and get out all of our stickers and all of our papers and have to,
Right?
run and get a whole new pack of letters just because we ran out of S's or something. And
It's
yes, it was
true.
so funny. And I love also as well that with this, you can get more than one copy made. Because with my old scrapbooks, I would spend all that time, and when you're done, you just have one copy. And who's going to get it? Like my children's baby books, I think, are they going to get to keep
Right.
it because it's about them, or am I going to get to keep it because I put all this like blood, sweat, and tears into it and everything? So at least with these products, I can
We'll
just
fight
get
over
more
it.
copies made, and everybody's good. So that's what I love about it.
Right.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead real quick and tell you a little bit about the company and how it got started and why it has the name of Heritage Makers. This company got its start, the very first photo book is down there on the bottom right-hand side. It's called My Great Grandpa. And it was started by these two girls, Candace May and Sharon Murdoch. And Candy May felt like her grandpa was her hero. And she had heard so many stories growing up about different things that he had done and different personality traits and character aspects of his life that her parents had really instilled in her. And she just really viewed him as a family hero. And she wanted her children to know those kind of stories as well, and to be able to be intentional in her parenting with her kids, to tell them those stories about her great-grandpa and how special he was, so that when they were faced with different sort of things, that they would remember that they have a family history of people who have strong character traits and a strong faith. And so she wanted to be able to make a really great storybook about him, and she wanted to be able to make copies for her kids, but not only for her kids, but for all the cousins in the family as well, so they could all have this book about Grandpa Wozni. And she had been done some traditional scrapbooking too, and loved how you could be so creative, like all the creativity, and make things so cute and personable. But again, that took a lot of time, and you could only have one copy, and it's sort of expensive when you do it that way. And some of the digital publishers that were out there at the time just really didn't have a lot of creativity attached to them, and you couldn't really make your things as personal as she had wanted to make her book. So Heritage Makers was started to sort of be a joining between those two concepts, to be able to give you the customability and creativity that you could get when you're traditionally scrapbooking, and make things just so super cute and use all those fun little pictures and backgrounds and art and things, and also the ease of just popping on your computer and doing it really quick and having somebody else just print it and send it right to your door. So it sort of started to be the best of both worlds. And when they were looking for a name, they wanted to pick a name that really showed what this company is all about. And the mission of this company is to strengthen home and family through the power of story. We know that kids need to know how much they're loved, or else they're going to go try to find it somewhere else. And no matter how many times we tell our kids, we love you, we love you, we love you, it almost seems like sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other, especially as they're getting older. They need tangible things in their hands and on the walls around their house to remind them how special they are and how much they're loved, and who their family heroes are, and what your family rules and mission statements are. And so this company really helps you do that. As a parent, there are so many tools on this website that can help you do those things for your kids. Our template gallery currently has over 11,000 templates in the template gallery, and these templates are made by other users of this website. So that means when you go in there and you look at some of these projects that you can customize for your family, they are things like books for your kids that tell them how much you love them, that have stories of your family's past, of how mom and dad met and fell in love, or who grandma was before she was your grandma, and the stories that, you know, she had as a little kid, to give your kids those sort of things. All sorts of templates for your walls, to get scripture up on your walls so that you can truly talk about the things that you want to build into your kids all the time and have those reinforced in a tangible way. And that's what I love so much about this, this company and this website, is that it is really here as a tool for you to be an intentional parent. And I have seen so many of these projects change people's lives, and I'm going to kind of show you some of those as we go through here. So a little bit about the company, but let me just ask a couple of questions real quick. Where are your photos? We see a picture up there on the top of just stacks of photos, and I still have stacks of photos. I have some boxes of photos from the old days when we actually used to print them. But most of the time now, when you ask someone where their photos are, they say they are on their phone or on their computer. Nobody even prints their pictures anymore, which is so sad. Now that we all just have digital cameras and smartphones where we take our pictures, we don't even need to go to Walgreens and print out our pictures to see if we got a good one. So that means that they're just stuck. They're stuck on our phones, they're stuck in the computer, and we can't really enjoy them. We take them to enjoy them and to remember those special moments that you take the pictures for. So we are just here to help you do something with your pictures. We all have a photo problem, and Heritage Makers can help you do it. And down there, the very bottom picture kind of shows you some of your old style photo books that you just popped your printed pictures in, and how much space those things take up. And then there's a couple of Heritage Makers storybooks just laid right down there. They take up a lot less space, which is awesome. Okay, so what is Heritage Makers? Well, the great thing is that it is just a website. There's no software to download, install, or upgrade at any time. You can access Heritage Makers from any computer that has internet access, Mac or PC. So that means they can be accessed at libraries, at schools, on the go, all sorts of things like that. Your first step is to get an account, and you upload your photos. It's real easy to upload your photos just like you would to Facebook or anything like that. You can organize them into albums and folders within albums. We are a photo archival website as well. We keep your photos safe and secure, password protected. We will never use your photos for marketing, delete your photos without your knowledge. You can get your photos back at any time at the same resolution that you upload them to our site for absolutely free, because we believe that your photos are your family heritage, and we want you to be able to have access to them. And a lot of the other sites out there that most people think of when they think of digital publishing, if you read their fine print, they reserve the right to do all that stuff that I talked about. They can delete your photos, use your photos for marketing. It's really sort of scary to think about the fact that all of a sudden you could go and your photos could be gone, and you have to pay to get them back in many cases. So we are there to keep your photos safe and secure. Then your second step is to decide, do you want to start from a template or start from scratch? You can be as creative as you want to be with Heritage Makers. We have, like I said, over 11,000 templates on our site, but each and every template is 100% customizable. You can change any and every little thing about a template that you don't like. So really you can kind of find something that sort of is something like you had in mind, and then change all the art and change the layout and just sort of use it as a jumping off point. Or you can be super creative and go into our massive art collection that has over 100,000 plus pieces of art and start from scratch, just you would if you were scrapbooking. You would go in and you would pick up background and letters and embellishments and all kinds of things. Then you customize it with your photos and your text, and then number 4, when you're ready to publish it, You publish, and the company prints it and sends it right to your door. You do not have to do any of the printing yourself whatsoever. And it usually comes within 5 to 7 business days. It's really quick. So what kinds of different accounts do we have? We have 2 kinds of accounts. We have a basic account that is absolutely free, comes with a limited amount of art, and then we have a premier account that is access to all 100,000 plus pieces of art and all 11,000 plus templates. Now, if you were to go on our site and not really talk to a consultant like me, you would see that you would have to pay $19.95 a month to have access to that account. But I'm going to show you how you can get Premier for absolutely free. I do not let any of my customers ever pay that because with Club HM, which is our savings program, you get that for absolutely free. But having that Premier access is like owning an entire scrapbook store. You are able to go into that entire art collection and just sort of go crazy. You never have to run out in the middle of the night for another packet of alphabets just for your letter S. So next I'm just going to kind of go through and tell you some of the different possibilities and products that Heritage Makers offers so you can kind of get an idea of some of the different things we make. Our most popular product is our hardbound storybooks. They are beautifully bound storybooks. If you compare them side by side with other storybooks, they are just head and tails above everything else. We also have an heirloom guarantee. If anything would ever happen to any of your products at any time, even if it's your fault, you can send it back and receive another one from the company for half cost. So that makes me feel like I can let my kids read these books as much as they want and really soak in the stuff that I put in these books and enjoy these books because I know that I can get another one at any time. So our hardbound storybooks, we have a bunch of different sizes listed down there on the bottom of the screen. It goes from a tiny little 5x5 book, 5x7, 7.5 by 11, or 8x8 is the most popular size, 11.5 by 8.5, and our 12 by 12. Then we have a legacy storybook. That's a leather-bound storybook, which is great for new baby pictures, brides, just something really special. Then we have a soft-bound 8x8, which is perfect for kids, and then some other little gifty-type books as well, which are real inexpensive and fun to make for grandmas and little gift books and things like that. Now, if you're someone who has done traditional scrapbooking in the past, we also have some things that you can sort of combine digital publishing along with Heritage Makers. So what we have is a post-bound album, just like the ones that you would buy at a scrapbook store, that you can design your front and your back of your post-bound album, and when it comes with those plastic sleeves that you can slide your 12 by 12 pages down in, and then you can design your 12 by 12 pages on Heritage Makers individually and just get them sent as you finish them to slide right down in your post-bound album as you go along. You can also get 8x8 and 8.5 by 11 single scrap pages. We also use these scrap pages for a lot of crafty items that you'll see throughout the rest of this little call. We cut those scrap pages up after we design them and decoupage them on all sorts of things like tiles and canvases and all sorts of fun little crafty projects and stuff. You can also get those scrap pages double-sided. So it's real fun for some people to kind of ease into the world of digital scrapbooking by using those books. So here are here's some of my favorite hardbound storybooks that I've made with Heritage Makers. This is an idea that I got smack out of our template gallery, is to make a book that tells your family, tells your kids what it means to be part of your family. So I wrote this book, What It Means to Be a Wright, and I took our last name, and I have a couple different pages for each letter of our last name, and I talk about what it means, what is important to us as a Wright family. So W means we're worshipers. We worship Jesus Christ. I want the kids to know that is important to us. R stands for relationship. I put a bunch of pictures of the kids together. And I have H is for homeschool, and I have a verse about that. And then also in that book, each kid has their own page that has their little life verse on it as well. And if you saw this book in person, it's been drawn on. It is sticky because somebody got syrup on it once, but that just means that it's been very well loved, and that is special to me because I know that they're really reading this book and they're really soaking in the things that I put in it. Another hardbound storybook that I made, this is one of the 11.5 by 8.5. I made this book for my oldest daughter, who's now almost 14, but I did this book for her when she was 12, and we were going through that very difficult time with a young girl that was filled with lots of hormones. And the interesting thing was that I was pregnant as well at the time, so it was the perfect storm of hormones in my house. My husband joked that him and the boys were just going to go live in the Cub Scout tent in the backyard for a while because things were a little bit crazy. But I knew that no matter how many times I told her that I loved her, it just didn't matter. She just had those days when she was crying and just felt awful about herself and about just the world in general. So I made this book for her just to tell her how much we love her, and it is filled with verses that are her special verses, letters from me, pictures of me growing up in super awkward faces and terrible pictures. And then I had women in her life write her letters about what it means to grow up and trust in the Lord and become a strong woman of God. And in fact, Misty wrote one of the letters that is reprinted in this book. So this book has page after page of letters that just tell her how much she is loved and really how to grow up and trust in the Lord. So this book was really special to her, and sometimes when I'm having those days, I wish that I had a book like that. Okay, so next, this is one of those little soft-bound 8x8 books that I was telling you, which is great for kids. I made this one for my little Chloe, who is now 3, but at the time she was like 1.5 or 2. So the entire book, she goes through this and says who loves her, and she reads through and points to everybody's pictures, and then at the end she points and sings Jesus Loves Me. And this book has been taped together and just loved on all the time. And it's so special for little ones to have a book that has their picture all over them. And sometimes you have little ones that don't really like to sit down and read, and this is a great way to get them to sit down and read because they are more engaged when their face is in their books. In fact, my sister's little one, she was super excited to have a little guy and teach him to read and sit and read books and cuddle, and he was just nothing to do with that. He didn't want anything to do with that. So she didn't really like that, and I made him a book like this, and he would sit down every night with her and read through this book. And so she has now made him tons of books. She's made him an ABC book and whole bunches of different things, and he just loves to sit down and read now. This is another hardbound book. I like to incorporate my homeschooling into my digital scrapbooking, and so I do family yearbooks every year. And what I love to do with all that artwork that my kids do that I realize that I don't have anywhere to save it all is I either scan it if it fits on my scanner, or I take a physical picture of the painting or a project or something like that, and then just pop that right in my project so that I can get rid of the big bulky art, but then they still have a keepsake to remember what they did. Now, in our template gallery, there's also lots of projects that really help to build the self-esteem of your kids, and this is one of my very favorite ones. It's by one of my closest friends, and she has a little guy that has dyslexia, and he was having a really difficult time. He was having to go to special tutoring to learn to read and to better himself in school, and he was just having a hard time with it. So she made this book for him, and it is his I Can book, and I just love this page so much. And it tells him, it says, I have the gift of dyslexia. It means that I learn to read differently than other people. It means my brain is very smart. I am learning to use my gift, and I can learn to read and understand words very well. And so he was taught by doing this book that it is a gift. The things that sometimes make us different from other people can truly be a gift, and he just completely changed his thinking. She found a baseball star he looked up to that also had dyslexia, and now on the other side, he is a great reader now, and this book still means a lot to him that his mom took the time to make that for him. And I just think that's the sweetest little story. So next, some other things you can make other than our hardbound books in our digital scrapbooking. You can do greeting cards of all different sizes on Heritage Makers, and the single best thing about our greeting cards, that you can direct ship them, which means you can upload your address book right into our system, design your card, and send it all out to all the addresses on your list. So if you're doing your Christmas cards, you're doing an invitation, thank you cards, anything like that, you can just design your card, send it right out. Our company will address your envelopes and stamp them for you, and it's super reasonably priced. We have a bunch of different sizes of cards, as you can see down there. We have 5x5 3-panel. We have greeting cards that open up in a couple sizes, and then just 2-sided invitations, and the 4x8 1-sided photo card. If you have gone to a Hallmark store lately, or even just at Walmart, looked at the cost of an actual card, it is pretty amazing. Cards they can cost $6 to $8 these days. And what do people do when they get a card like that from you? They usually throw it away, which is really sad. So Heritage Makers makes it so easy for you to pop on our website and create a totally personalized card that is from the heart, direct ship it to somebody for like 75 cents. The cards itself cost $2 to $3. And no one is going to throw away a card like that has pictures of you together, pictures of your children, and it can encourage you to really tell people the things that they need to hear. I know a girl who feels that this feature of Heritage Makers has made her into the kind of person that she always wanted to be, because she is able now just to pop in there and send people get well cards, or I'm thinking of you cards, or I'm praying for you cards. And she always wanted to be that kind of person, but never had the time and never actually got it done. And now she's actually doing it. And as she was telling me the story, there was just tears coming down her eyes, and it was just such a sweet thing. So just think about who needs to hear from you. Who could you pop on our website and make a card for and send it out to them? And it's super fun to do it too. Then we have lots of home decor. We have posters. We have big 18 by 24, little 11 by 14, metal print. That's a metal print up there, which you can't really tell how cool they look from the picture, but they like shine because it's metal. It's super cool. And then we also have a bunch of different sizes of canvases that are just gorgeous. You can see all those different sizes there, and we actually have a new size, 24 by 36, so it's huge, 2 feet by 3 feet canvas. What I love to do, I'm sort of addicted to Pinterest, so I have a whole board on Pinterest of things that I see on Pinterest that I remake on Heritage Makers, because you see all those cool word art things and verses and different things designed in really neat ways that are really expensive, but I know that I can pop on Heritage Makers, and because we have so much art in our website, I can make any of those things my own, and I can make them the colors of my house, and I can personalize them with my names. Good night, my daughter just going good night. So I can do them for really, really inexpensive. Our 11 by 14 posters are less than $5 to get printed, and I have frames all over my house that I just change out all the time. I just decorated my house for summer, and so we put up like sand and shells and stuff like that. So I just went on Pinterest, and I found a whole bunch of cute, like beachy looking word art and things, and I just made it all on Heritage Makers to my house and made some cute posters, and now it looks all custom in there, and I did it for really cheap. Okay, oh, my computer didn't change. Goodness. Okay. Is it changing now? I just saw a note. Okay. All right. Hopefully everybody can see what I'm talking about. Okay, here are some of my favorite cards that I have made. You can see my Christmas card from last year up on the top left. I just learned how to do something super fun, which is to put QR codes, those little black and white things that you can scan with your smartphone, into my Heritage Makers projects. So on my Christmas card, what I did was I made a slideshow of pictures of our entire year, and I put that little slideshow onto YouTube and made a QR code out of it so that everybody who got my Christmas card could just scan that and see an entire slideshow of my family for the whole year, which is so fun. And we teach you how to do that, and we can also put things in your family yearbooks. If you have a video of your kids, at a music recital, at a dance recital, or, at a sports game or something, and you take a video, you can put in the little QR code and print that right in your family yearbook so that as your kids are reading through the book, they can scan it and watch that little video, which is so fun. Then you can see my little baby announcement down there for my sweet little Karis. And again, the best thing about these cards is that you can direct ship them. Now, some of my favorite canvases that I've recently done for my walls at home. Like I said, this company really encourages you to get things on your wall so that it's always in your kids' face of what is important to you. So I did this Why We Homeschool canvas because sometimes I have days when I feel like I'm going to pull my hair out, and I have to sometimes call my homeschooling friends and tell them to talk me down and things like that. So I made this canvas with some of my favorite verses and some of my reasons for homeschooling, and it actually hangs right in my homeschool room so that when I'm having those bad days, I can look up at this picture and read it and sort of come down off my little panic attack. And so that's been really special to me. And then my kids and I made this Right Family Rules together. We, again, went on Pinterest and found a whole bunch of pictures of different family rules, and we decided what we thought our family rules should be. So we picked ones from different ones that we saw, and we made the Right Family Rules together, and that hangs right in our dining room. So they get to see that every time they eat. So hopefully it's starting to sink in a little bit. And I also use Heritage Makers to kind of make learning tools and posters for my kids to hang in my schoolroom. And teachers can do this as well. This year we're going to be memorizing Ephesians 6, 1 through 24, which has all about the armor of God. So I made this cute little poster. I'm totally into the chevron thing right now, so I use the chevron in the background to make myself happy. But I made this big 18 by 24 poster that is now hanging in my schoolroom so that we can have that right in front of our faces all the time and be working on the memorization of those Bible verses as the year goes on. And then a little 11 by 14 poster on the other side. I made that last year of different lists of grammar that we were memorizing. And then you can see I also stuck a little QR code on that so that they could scan that, and it would take them right to YouTube and watch a little song of singing the prepositions. Something else that's fun, with the 11 by 14 posters, you can get a UV coating, which is free at checkout, and it makes it dry erase. So you can do like a verse of a week, the verse of the week, or a menu planner or something like that, and you can just write right on there if it has a UV coating on it, and then dry erase it off, which is really fun. Now we do have some other photo gifts. We have mugs, we have some metal ornaments, we have a bunch of different kinds of phone cases that you can design on our site. Not only do we have iPhone 4, but we also have 5, we have a Samsung and an HTC. Then we have playing card decks, which are one of my favorite projects to make because, again, you can use them for all sorts of out-of-the-box type things other than playing cards. I use them every year for Valentine's. So I have like just a generic, Happy Valentine's Day from us on the one side, and then on the other side, all 52 cards can be totally different. So I let my kids design each one specifically for a friend to hand out, and they love doing that. I have a Go Fish game, a family Go Fish game, a family match game that they play like memory that has pictures of people that live across the country, all sorts of fun things on the template gallery that just can give you tons of fun ideas for that. Then you can make calendars, 2 different sizes. Then we have different books and booklets over on the other side. Our booklet, the 6 by 9 and the 8.5 by 11, it looks just like a magazine, and I'm sort of in a lobbying campaign for them to change the name from booklet to magazine because it's really just a magazine. And I love making those. I'm going to show you some of my favorite in just a minute. We've got address labels and brochures and business cards and all that fun stuff. So some of my favorites of these categories, like I said, you can make these little magazines. And so I use these a lot for schoolwork. And it's sort of a fun incentive to put your kids' work in a magazine and put their face on the front of a magazine because they feel like they are a published author. So I've been doing this for a couple years with my children's writing, and they honestly think about it as they're writing their creative writing because they know that they're going to get to put it in the magazine and they can decorate it and put some cute art around it. And it also just makes a really nice portfolio for them. something that looks really professional that they can show and be really proud of. So you can see some of my daughter's writing there. And this year, I also scanned in some pictures that she drew when she did little things for science, and then pictures when she was learning how to draw the world. Then we also have bags that you can make. Down there at the bottom, we have these gorgeous brag bags, we call them. And the one on the left is called the big brag bag, and it's big enough to put a laptop computer in. And then just a regular bag. And now we have a bitty brag bag, too. That's about 7.5 inches tall and about 5.5 inches wide. So it's real cute for little girls. And those are just super, super fun to make. I just got my bitty brag bag last week. So when you are thinking about all those different things, you can see that these are products that you create, you might want to create all year long. So think about the different things that you might want to make. Calendars, holiday cards, and Christmas gifts and decor. Those are the things that we're starting to think about right now. We have a lot of Christmas in July specials and events and things like that because we know that things made through Heritage Makers are such great gifts. They are never regifted or returned, but it takes a while to make them. So this is a great time to hop on our website and start thinking about what you want to make as gifts for this holiday season. Who do you maybe want to make a book for or a calendar for, things like that. Start your family yearbook. Start going through and making a month for each page. But all throughout the year, there's other things that we use Heritage Makers for, and I publish things every single month. I find things to make. There's Valentine's Day for Mother's and Father's Day, graduation, baby showers, announcements, birthday parties, just home decor. If I don't have a book that I'm working on, I usually make, like I said, some sort of poster for my home that I find off of Pinterest because of my crazy Pinterest addiction that I have. All sorts of things throughout the year that you can use Heritage Makers for. So what I'm going to just kind of flip through pretty quickly right now is our catalog. This is actually pages of our catalog, which just sort of give you some more ideas of some things that are in the template gallery. Like I said at the beginning of the call, there's over 11,000 things actually in there, so there's no possible way that we could show you everything, but this sort of just gives you an idea and can maybe spark your imagination of some things that might be fun for you to make. I love the 100 Things I Love About You for Mom and Dad. Those are so great, and they just give you little story tips and things like that so you can make those special gifts for people in your family. Then we have all sorts of seasonal projects as well. You can see the little Easter bucket up there. That's one of those projects that I told you that we craft from our 12 by 12 scrapbook pages. So that thing on the front, Happy Easter Fill-Up, was a 12 by 12 scrapbook page that was then cut up after the person printed it and just glued on one of those clear plastic paint cans that you can buy at a craft store. So those are really fun. And at the bottom of the page, you see another version of that, the Dad's Junk Food Bucket. So that, again, is just made with our 12 by 12 scrapbook page. All kinds of fun things. And that little Happy Easter banner in the middle, that's actually made from a deck of playing cards. And then they just hooked them together in the middle with ribbon. And so you can make real cute things to go in the middle of your table and things like that. Here's some seasonal projects. Some word art, subway art is really popular right now. And you can see some coasters down there, again, made from 12 by 12 scrapbook pages and then just cut up and decoupaged right onto little tiles that you can buy for like 10 cents at Home Depot, which is really fun to make and really good gifts to make. Then, obviously, as a company who has heritage in their name, we have lots of heritage-themed projects. How I Became Your Grandpa, How I Became Your Grandma. These books, if you have a grandma and grandpa that are still alive, you can sit down with this book and it will give you the questions to ask grandma and grandpa so you can get their story written down before those stories are forgotten. And then books that help you with your family tree and to write your family history down. Beautiful artwork with those. Then greeting cards. We talked about all different sizes. You can see just some fun different cards across this page for birthdays and baby announcements and weddings. Then here's some examples, some more home decor. That is a canvas that's framed, but the great thing about our canvases is you don't need to frame it because it comes with the art wrapped around the outside. When you design it, you pull your backgrounds around the edges so that you can just pop it on the wall right when it comes out of the box from the company. You don't need a frame, but you can if you want to, so that's why they have that little picture there. Then here's some home and office. You see some of our cute little business cards down there at the bottom. We have a new upgrade that you can get a matte finish in your business cards in rounded edges, which is really fun. You can cute certificates for your kids, or if you're involved in some sort of a group, you can use all of our fun art to do all those kinds of things. And some of our favorite products are for new little babies and all sorts of wonderful templates for baby books and baby announcements and all sorts of beautiful things like that. And weddings as well. A lot of brides are turning to us, and a lot of people who have been married a while are turning to us to redo their wedding album. In fact, my 15th wedding anniversary is coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm actually going to redo my wedding album that was just, you know, the actual pictures from the photographer. I'm going to make myself a nice, pretty one on Heritage Makers. It does weigh 35 pounds because the one that is in my closet that I got for my wedding is the world's heaviest book. So it'll be nice to have something that I can actually sit and show my children and tell them the story of my wedding. Children and school, which is something that I think about a lot. I've gotten a lot of ideas from our school area of the website, and you can see all sorts of fun little things on this page that you can do for your kids. Again, just scanning work in and taking pictures of their big artwork is a great way to save all of those keepsakes that you don't have room for in your closet. Then we have lots of sports-themed art as well. If you have kids that are in sports teams, you can make magazines for your sports team. You can make cards for your sports team, playing cards, all sorts of fun things like that. So we have so many different ideas. We offer you projects for every occasion year-round, and we want to be your year-long photo publisher. We know that we are great for gifts at the holiday time, but also throughout the year. You can do so many things that will really strengthen your home and family. And being that we're such a new company, so many people have never heard of us before, and so we just encourage you to try us out and make something in our studio and see how awesome and fun that it is. So it's really easy to make something in studio, and actually I don't think that I'm going to pop in there and do a studio demo tonight, but I'm going to show you a little screenshot of where you can watch a little tutorial yourself, just because we're running on time a little bit. But what I want to do now is explain to you a little bit about our saving system and our pricing. Everything that we make, everything that you can publish on Heritage Makers is given a point value. And 1 point would equal $1 if you were going to pay retail for it. So it's easy to sort of look at the point value of things and see what the retail value would be. So for instance, you see a 12 by 12 storybook there has been circled. And if you go across the line, you see that that is 70 points. So a 12 by 12 storybook would be $70 if you were going to pay retail for it. But we know that as ladies, we never like to pay retail. When I walk into Target, I don't just walk right to the front things. I always walk to the sale rack. And if possible, I pass the 25% off sale rack, and I like to go right to the 40 or 50% off sale rack. So Heritage Makers knows that most of the time when people find us and they find out about our program, they want to make a bunch of stuff. And so if you go through, if you have things in your head that you think you might want to make, for instance, let's say you want to make a 12 by 12 storybook and maybe a canvas for your home, an 8 by 8 wrapped canvas, that's $50. If you were going to pay retail, then that would be like $130. So $120, sorry, it's getting late here. So we know that that's a lot for somebody just to pay out of pocket and make. So Heritage Makers has come up with a savings program to allow you to save money on every single thing that you make with us. And when you save money on every single thing, when you are part of our savings club, we give you free Premier access. So not only are you going to save a percentage from 25 to 50% off of everything that you make, but you're also going to get that free Premier access, which if you went on the website and just paid for it, it would be $20 a month. So how does that club work, and what does it mean? So let me show you. Club is basically like a layaway plan, or like a Groupon, some people say. So what it is allows you to buy a package of points at a discount. And then the more you buy, the more you save. So it's sort of like a savings plan. So like I talked about before, let's say you wanted to make that 70-point 12 by 12 book and a 50-point canvas, and that's 120 points. Well, what would be the best deal would be to go on Club HM bronze level. And what that does is for $30, the company gives you 40 points to use on whatever you want, which is a savings of 25%. So that means instead of spending $1 a point you actually spent 75 cents a point. And it's a 3-month trial when you go on our club. So in those 3 months, the next month when you pay your $30 again and you're still working on designing your book, because it's probably going to take you a while, not that many people get on there and make something really fast, then next month when you pay your second payment, you get 40 more points in your account, and your points roll over every month, and now you have 80 points in your account. Then you have enough points in your account now you could publish either one of those things if you got it finished. And when you're at checkout, all you pay is shipping, which is the beauty of Club. Since you pre-purchased your points at a discount, at checkout, all you pay is shipping. Then your third month of your club commitment, you pay $30 again, and 40 more points roll in your account for you to use, again, on your other projects. Now, you can stay on Club as long as you want. Most people stay on Club for a long time because they're finding that they are continually publishing all the time, and they love the savings that they're getting. And you can bump up your club level if you ever need more points for a certain month. You can see we have a silver and a gold level of club that allow you to pay more, but you save more when you are doing those levels of club. But most of the people that pop on Club HM, they come in at the bronze level, and then usually, like at Christmas time, something like that, sometimes they bump themselves so they can get more points at a bigger savings. But the great news is that the very first time that anyone signs up for Club HM, we offer a sign-up special that gives you 100 extra points for $50. So $50 in totally free publishing. And that is a deal that almost every person takes, because your points that you have in your account that you buy with that 50% off, they don't expire for 2 whole years. So even if you don't think that you're going to use 140 points right now, you probably will use them later on. You can go on there later and make something for someone else and make some Christmas gifts. So my recommendation usually for people, if they want to make a few things, is to go on our bronze level of club, which is $30, and then do the sign-up special, which is an extra $50. And then right off the bat, today, then they have 140 publishing dollars in their account, but they only paid $80 for that. So that's $140 worth of stuff for $80. And then the next 2 months of your club commitment, your club just renews at your $30 level. You are free after your 3 months to cancel your club at any time and then pop back on at another time. Nothing is lost. Your points always stay there for you. Your projects always stay there for you until you finish them. And we archive them after they're finished, so you can print them again years down the road if you ever want to. We want to make sure that every dollar that you spend, you get product for. So that's why Club HM is such a good deal, because it allows you to save money on every single thing. Even if you're not going to use it for another 1.5 years down the road, those points were there for you. You bought them at a discount. You can use them later on. So it's a really easy system. We also have basic point packages as well. If you just want to try us out without the club, you can buy some points packages. And we have a special for July as well that allows you to get 125 points for $100, which is a little better deal than our normal 120 points for $100. So we do have options for that as well if you just wanted to make something real quick. So how can you earn more free publishing? you can host a little workshop. You can do one in your home or somewhere with Wi-Fi. A lot of the workshops I do are at places like Panera, Starbucks, something like that. People just invite their friends and I meet them there. Even though I am not in a lot of your area, I do know some heritage makers that are in your area that I could hook you up with if you wanted to do an actual workshop like that. And they also have DigiCross, which means that they allow people, customers, and you could go, even if you were one of my customers, to get help if you needed to. And a lot of times those events happen once a month. And so if you were interested in going and getting some actual one-on-one help with a Heritage Makers consultant, we could set you up and get you help with that. And if you are in Colorado there with Misty, I know some of the girls that are up there, and they're just fabulous. So I know they would welcome you in at any time. Or you can do an online workshop, which is what Misty did. And you can invite as many people as you want. And just for inviting people, and when people are interested and they purchase some stuff, then you can get a lot of things in free publishing. And in fact, that's what we're working on for Misty. She just finished a book, and we're going to try to get it to her for as close to free as possible because everybody loves free. So what will happen is I will contact each one of you that were on the call and answer any questions that you have and see if I can help you get started. And once you have a Heritage Makers account that I will set up, this is the screen that you will go to. You'll get an email from me that says your account has been set up. And right there in the middle of the page, it says Activate My Account. That's where you're going to click after I set up your account. And then you'll activate it with your zip code and your email. And then you'll be ready to get started. Then, when you log in, this is an important page. Studio Tutorials. There is a class here. It's 40 minutes long, so I know that seems like a long time, but again, grab a cup of tea some night in your jammies, sit down and watch the class. It will take you through step by step how to get started. This is how you upload pictures. This is how you work from a template. This is how you search for a template, all sorts of things like that, starting from scratch. It will save you so much time and questions if you just sit down and watch that. Then there's also archived classes on tons of different subjects here as well. We have classes every week that people can pop on for free, and they're all archived for free right here on the website. So if you need a baby gift, you want to make a baby gift, you can find a class on it. If you are trying to make a calendar and you're having some issues, you can find a little class on it and get some help. So it's a very, very user-friendly website. And then I am also here to help you at any time. This company is set up with personal publishing consultants like me so that I can help you create whatever you need to create. I can get on the phone with you and walk you through something. I can even do something where I can share your computer screen with you and help you through it. I've even had people transfer me projects that they need help with, and I have helped them and then transferred them back. I am here to help you make these things. Nothing makes me happier than when I am able to help someone make something that really means something to somebody else, and to hear those stories about lives that are changed through our products. It's the best paycheck in the world, is the paycheck of the heart that I get from being a personal publishing consultant. So I am here to answer your texts and answer your emails and your calls to help you and to make sure that you are just having a blast. So know that you can contact me anytime. And just another fun little thing, we are looking for new consultants. Our company is really young. We're only 7 years old, and all of a sudden we're growing like wildfire. And so we are looking for other people that might want to get out and share what we do. And I just have to tell you, as a homeschooling mom of 6, this is the best thing I do outside of my homeschooling of my kids, because I can get out sometimes in the evening and on the weekends, and what I'm doing is sharing with other moms. I have a chance now to get into homes and to meet with moms that I never would have been able to meet with before, and this has become like a ministry to me, honestly, to go and share my story and to share the things that I feel are important in parenting, and to share some of the things that that I have made with them. And all the things that I made are just covered with scripture, and I've had so many moms just come up and really just need need encouragement in what they're doing, and I feel like this is the perfect avenue if you are kind of looking for something encouraging like that to do. And the great thing is you can make some money on the side. So if you're interested in that, just let me know as well. I'm just going to pop through all this. But like I said, I will talk to you all. I will contact you and see if you have any questions about what we talked about tonight and kind of find out what you're interested in making and try to see how I can help you get started. So if you have any questions, burning questions right now that you want to ask, you can go ahead and type them in there, and I'll answer those real quick. If not, I will answer those questions when I call you later. And again, I just thank you so much for being on the call. Thank Misty for being on the call, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'm excited to help you get started. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye.